Greetings. It's been a while since I made this last video, but we still continue the video series now. Welcome to join. If you are a first timer, please check also my previous videos and click and today I will talk about the release and exactly the finger release. Later I will do also videos about thumb draw and also these Sassanid Persian style Slavic releases, what especially horseback archers do. But if you are a hunter or whatever traditional archer, now we talk about the finger release. And before you go, because maybe you think this is just basic stuff, what is Mediterranean release and what is 3 under? No, I have a little important message which I would like you to hear before you go. First of all, the finger release, it basically means typically Mediterranean release or 3 under. Mediterranean release is that the first finger is above the knock and these other 2 fingers are under the knock. So this is Mediterranean release or split finger, whatever you would like to call it. And then the 3 under is that all 3 fingers are pulling the string under the knock. Okay, this is basic stuff. What I would like you to focus that even this matters. Do you change between split finger or 3 under, and it affects how the arrow acts when the release happens. So basically, if you buy a custom built bow, the bowyer will ask you what is your technique, your release technique, and they would like to know, do you shoot basically the Mediterranean release or 3 under? Why? Well, because it affects so much that they want to build your bow and make the tiller exactly perfect for your technique. So how the bow limbs acts here or here, it's a little bit different. So that's just the idea that I would like to point at first. Now, my message I want to tell you and want to give you a thought at least, that we should think how we use our fingers. What is the balance between each single finger? Basic style for Mediterranean release that you just take a good hold with all 3 fingers and the knock is between middle finger and the first finger, and then you go and shoot. Okay, but the deeper you put your fingers around the string, the more the string needs to go around your fingertips when you release. So it's more rough style if you use very deep hold. Other words, if you hold just with your fingertips, then the release is much cleaner and smoother and quicker, and there's no need for the string to go around your fingertips so much. So that's why it makes the arrow flight cleaner from the beginning. Okay, many teaches that you take the string to the first knuckle and keep it this way. I mean these lines on your fingers. Sorry, my English again. That's good starting point. You can be sure that you are deep enough that you can pull the string back without the accident releases, and it is not too deep so that the release is quite smooth already. Now, my point at this moment is that if we think our physics, we all have different kind of fingers. The length between each finger is different. Some has longer middle finger or longer index finger, and also the power of each finger varies. So we have different power. For example, if you are officer worker and you just work with computer, or if you build houses or use hammer all the time, maybe the power in your fingers are a little bit different. Also between your each finger. So I would like to point out that make sure that you give little bit thoughts that which finger is the most powerful and how you pull, because with this Mediterranean release you some people can pull more with first finger, and some maybe even this ring finger, and you see how the string angle is changing. If you pull with your ring finger, then the angle is more down, and if you pull with your middle finger, then it's really close to the arrow, and also if you pull with your first finger. But if you use this finger mostly, then the string angle is above the knock, and if you use the middle finger, it's under. So that makes quite big difference how the arrow acts when you shoot. So think about this, how you pull. If you use, no matter it's a flat bow, long bow, English long bow, or even the recurves, which are longer, so then the angle of the string is not so deep even at full draw. So then you can probably start to think that you could pull evenly with all three fingers if you use Mediterranean or split finger. So you can say that the string is pushing the arrow vertically, evenly. Okay? If you are using 3 under, you could probably then think more that you would like to pull a little bit more with your first finger, and the support of pulling is with middle finger, and this third finger, the ring finger, is just slightly there. So point is to make the string angle closer to the knock, not more down. Again, in other words, if you are shooting with shorter bows like horse bows, the string angle, as you know, it can be really big, and that string angle squeeze your fingers quite much, and that's why the release can be really hard and sticky and rough to do. So with shorter bows, I would like to pull so that the string angle is as close to the knock as possible, and I would like to pull only, if it's possible, only with one finger, and the others are only supportive fingers. They support the pulling. So for example, with this short horse bow and with Mediterranean release, I would like to pull mostly with my middle finger to make the string angle as close to the knock as possible, and then my ring finger is just supportive, and the first finger is really light above. I would say that the only job for the first finger is to make sure that the knock is on its place. I'm not pulling the string so much, so I pull under the knock, and I don't want to pull with my ring finger, because then the string angle goes down. And the most important thing, no matter what kind of balance you have in your fingers, the important thing is that keep it always the same. Because if you don't care it, you can another day with another arrow you can pull more with the index finger or more with the middle finger, and if you vary this time to time, then it makes the arrow act differently. So keep it always the same and think before you start practicing it. If you are a horseback archer and you want to shoot with split finger or Mediterranean release, then as we know, the problem is, especially with fast horses, the wind is taking the arrow off from our bow hand. So that's why you should take deeper hold and then twist your wrist like this, the palm down. That makes your first finger to go around the arrow, and this holds the arrow against the bow. So I demonstrate basic Mediterranean release, and if I turn my bow, the arrow drops. But if I take a little bit deeper hold and then I twist my hand a little bit, then my first finger keeps the arrow on its place. It's not as clean as just basic traditional Mediterranean release, but in action and the fast horse, then you need to do little twists if you want to shoot with 3 fingers. And 3 under, it's pretty much not possible to shoot with fast horses. Slow horses perhaps yes, but the control of the arrow is not anymore so good if you put 3 under. If you are just target shooter or hunter, then you can of course use your whatever style you wish. So these are the main points which I would like you to consider and think if you are shooting with fingers. Think about your fingers physics, think what is the balance you want to pull, think your bow and what you want to do with the string, because the angle is changing depending which finger is the strongest finger in your draw, and that makes difference in the arrow's actions when you shoot. So keep that in your mind. And the shorter the bow, the angle of the string is getting higher, then you need to think specially that what is your main finger or fingers and how you pull, so your fingers are not squeezed and it's really ugly and uncomfortable to shoot anymore. That is why with short horsebows people use Slavic draw, Sassanid draw techniques, or use thumb draw. But I will tell you more about those techniques later in next videos. That is just my thoughts with split finger and Mediterranean release. Think every little finger matters. Okay, Thank you very much, and hope you could get something to think about at least, and maybe a little bit help in your shooting and your accuracy. Greetings, bye.